Joining us now over Zoom is former federal prosecutor Scott Tenley. Good morning, Scott. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Good morning. It seems like whenever I see you guys, it's a bad day for President Trump.
Well, you could say that. I guess the last time we talked to you, he was indicted in New York. Can you talk about how this case unfolded, the timeline? A lot of people don't realize this really started in 2021 when the former president left the White House.
Sure. So after President Trump left the White House, the National Archives realized that it did not have all of the presidential records from his time in office, and they requested their return. President Trump didn't immediately want to do that, but after some negotiation, he returned about 15 boxes of materials. Within those boxes weren't just records, there were classified documents. That caused the National Archives to turn the matter over to the Department of Justice. In May of 2022, the Department of Justice issues a grand jury subpoena seeking the return of all classified information. And about a month later, in June of 2022, President Trump's lawyers issue a certification saying, yes, we have conducted a search and we are ready to turn over all of the classified materials, which happened the next month in June of 2022. And they turned over about 30 documents. After that, and this is what we don't precisely know, but we're going to find out, things happened to cause the Justice Department to have evidence and belief that President Trump hadn't turned over all the documents. That leads to the August 2022 search warrant, where they find 100 more documents. The investigation continues, and here we are at the charges. But it's that kind of period from May to August where probably this obstructive conduct that's at the center of the investigation occurred.
And part of this is involving the Espionage Act. Explain what that is, because it's not the traditional espionage charge that we're used to seeing of spying for a different country. Explain how that plays into these charges.
Exactly. One part of the Espionage Act doesn't have anything to do with traditional spying as we would talk about. It deals with who is retaining and mishandling some of our nation's most guarded military secrets. It doesn't have to turn on being a classified document, so long as it's a document that could be injurious to the national defense. Someone cannot willfully retain it and refuse to give it back if they're in possession of it. So, we've heard the phrase document mishandling, and essentially it is, but it's not returning a library book, right? Failing to do that. It's holding on to our nation's most guarded secrets when you've been asked to return them.
Can you talk a little bit about, as you said at the top, that this isn't a good day for the former president. However, his supporters, when you look at this, he made such a big deal about Hillary's emails. You have Joe Biden also has a classified documents case right now being investigated. Doesn't this just embolden this whole theory that the former president has, that this is a witch hunt? And look, it's the Department of Justice, which is run currently by President Joe Biden, who is a Democrat, and part of that witch hunt.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what we're going to hear for the next 8, 12, 20 months while this case unfolds. But here is the critical distinction that is going to separate President Trump's case from Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, or even Mike Pence. It's obstruction. When there is a willful, intentional effort not to return these types of important classified national defense documents, that's what's going to result in a charge. And in fact, when James Comey, who was then the FBI director, announced he would not be pursuing charges against Hillary Clinton, those are the factors he said he didn't find in Hillary Clinton's case. I don't see obstruction. I don't see a willful purpose to withhold these documents. And I think that's why we're going to see in this indictment a lot of focus is going to be on that obstruction angle, because that is going to be what sets President Trump's conduct apart from everybody else.
And of course, this is a first. This is uncharted territory. And to Jamie's point, other people are involved in these document questions. But going back to the standing on Fifth Avenue and shooting someone, this doesn't impede him running for office. It does embolden him in many ways with his supporters as this witch hunt notion. We've been talking about the legal ramifications. How do you think this plays out politically for Donald Trump?
Well, you're absolutely correct. It doesn't prevent him from running for office. Quite frankly, it won't prevent him from serving as president if he's elected. But what it's going to do is take some of the control away from Donald Trump throughout this campaign. He's going to have to appear in court. He's going to have to be focusing some of his attention on both of these cases that are now existing that could put him potentially in jail for years. And it's also going to be kind of a key talking point for him. And from my, I'm not a political expert, but I would say typically in elections, it's about moving the country forward. And if he's all the time talking about his criminal case, about what he did years ago, that might not be the best message, but it certainly will be one that raises money for him.
Well, yeah, he's already using this as a fundraising opportunity on social media, on his Truth Social platform. Before we let you go, realistically, a trial could happen before the election, but as those of us who have covered legal cases before, there's then an appeals process. Does any of this get sorted out before the 2024 election?
Well, certainly it won't get through the appeal process. Whether we get through a trial by the end of 2024 is a different question. Under the law in federal court, there's something called the Speedy Trial Act, and that gives defendants and the public a right to a trial within 70 days. Now, that almost always gets continued, but it's going to really depend on the judge. If a judge wants to push a case, which the Justice Department certainly will, the judge can hold the defense's feet to the fire and set a trial date sometime in 2024. But there are other judges who want to give defendants every opportunity to be ready and will always grant a continuance of the trial date. So in a lot of ways, this might come down to who is the district court judge handling the trial to see if we're going to get a verdict before the election.
Quickly, what happens if he is elected, the trial is delayed, and then the trial is slated for after he becomes president?
Well, I think we'll be in uncharted territory for sure, but I think the first thing he's going to do is issue a self-pardon and try to end the federal case, stop it in its tracks, and then there'll be litigation over whether a president is able to pardon himself. And likely, if he's elected, that's also going to stop at least delay the state court trial. So that is also uncharted water.
All right. Well, thank you for walking us through all of this uncharted water this morning. Scott Tenley, we'll check in with you again in our 9 o'clock hour. We're going to chat more, too, about the implications for those classified materials found in President Biden's home at that point. But thank you for being with us.